Could Alonso be on for a podium now? The Bahrain GP is finally here, and I'm nervous. I'm very worried that Red Bull's going to run away with it, and I'm just hoping that one of Mercedes, Ferrari, or Aston Martin can put up a bit of a fight, but we shall see how it goes. Predictions. I said this in my quali video, but I'm going to keep it the same. I have Max Verstappen winning the race, Sergio Perez in second, and Fernando Alonso in third. I am fully on board the Fernando Alonso hype train, and I'm hoping for good things for Aston Martin. Start the year off with a former midfield podium. What else? Yes, my 3 crazy predictions. I have both McLarens finishing outside the points, which at this point is looking pretty likely. I have 4 DNFs, and then I had Joe outqualifying Bottas, which did not happen. Okay, let's get right to the feed. For this race, I am low-key cheering for Max Verstappen because of the Bahrain curse. I want to see if it claims another victim or not, and I would prefer it to be Verstappen over any other driver. I'm really hoping that Red Bull are not going to become the new Mercedes, just being half a minute up the road. That would suck. Although, like, even if they are at this race, I feel like this is such a unique track and tire deg is so high here that, like, Ferrari struggles with tire deg, so I'm hoping that this will just be a one-off and that this will be a race that if Ferrari is far behind them, they won't be as far behind at other tracks because of the characteristics of this track.
An Aston Martin off the back there. Lance Stroll in turn 10.
Oh, what are you doing, Stroll? Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, fastest pit stop 2022.
Max Verstappen never won here in, 9 previous visits to Bahrain.
Bahrain curse. Lights out and away we go.
Verstappen gets away well, as does Charles Leclerc. Perez is trying to cover him off, but he might be...
Oh my god, so many going. Oh, Charles.
Verstappen out in front from Leclerc. Perez on the inside ahead of colour signs, and there was trouble.
Aston Martin's time.
What? Oh no. And it begins. Please no. All right, Charles, you just have to stay in P2. That'll be a great position based on Red Bull.
This on board with Lance Stroll. We can see the Mercedes on the left-hand
Oh. Oh.
side. Lance Stroll used Fernando Alonso to slow himself down.
If Fernando didn't get a puncture there, he is so lucky.
Alonso does not have a right rear puncture.
Not exactly the best start, though, for inter-team relations.
Oh dear.
He made contact there, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, they cannot do that.
Yeah, copy. We are reviewing.
And I wonder if that's where we start to see a bit of front wing getting...
Oh no, not again with the Haas's.
Max Verstappen, at times here, won't be able to see Charles Leclerc behind him. He's pulling away that
Oh
much.
my god. 3 seconds and 4 laps. Well. Oh wow, Sargent had a good start. Oh my god, 3.5 seconds. It's gonna be half a second a lap. Oh yeah, Bottas is way up there too. Oh, it is gonna be half a second per lap on the Ferrari. Ay. Thank God Red Bull have that penalty in their wind tunnel, because otherwise they're just gonna run away with this season. They already are running away with this. Adrian Newey is a cheat code.
So Red Bull are expecting Ferrari's tyres to go off.
Death taxes Ferrari's tires being... So Mercedes is struggling with the tires too. This race is... Oh, Leclerc's going plan A. That's a rarity. Ooh, Hulkenberg fell like a rock. That's not good. Magnussen's strategy of going on hards did not work at all. Although I guess he'll make up some time when they all pit stop because he gets to go longer, but I don't know how smart that is around Bahrain. Gasly's pitting early. Guess he's going for the undercut. That's probably a good move. I feel like Fernando must have the better tire deg then, which is weird because I thought Mercedes had good tire deg last year, but maybe their new car doesn't have that feature.
Lando's got an engine problem. He's just made a pit stop where they had to fill up the pneumatic air system in his car. So the pit stop was about 5 seconds. And well, these things don't fix themselves, do they, guys? So that's an early pit stop for tyres, but also an impending engine issue for Lando.
Oh, Williams is in 11th and 12th. Wow, good for them. Oh, Albon's pitting. Bottas is pitting as well. Hulk and DeVries in the pits as well. Everyone's pitting at once.
Have noted right at the start of this race that Esteban Ocon might not have been in the right grid position.
Oh, that was happening a lot in F3 and F2 as well. Inaccurate grid position? Did he go to like the wrong side of the pit? Or like the pit straight? I wonder, yeah, it's weird. I wonder if that's an issue with Bahrain or something.
The drag race down towards the hairpin at turn 4.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, cannot tell the Aston and the Mercedes apart from a distance. Come on, Alonso. Oh, wow. Nice.
Charles Leclerc coming into the pits. His teammate Carlos Sainz is struggling for the pace at the moment. And will it be
Oh, it's a double stack.
Ferrari? Yes, it will. Sainz
Oh, they did a good job with it. Good job, Ferrari. Nice pit stop for once.
was effective.
Piastri, uh-oh.
Lost the gearbox.
Oh,
Copy. Keep trying to downshift. We think it's the steering wheel.
oh no. Karma is my boyfriend. Oh, man. The devil works hard, but Daniel Ricciardo, Karma, works harder. Ooh, swappy doodle doo. And
what a start, what a miserable start for Oscar Piastri.
oh no.
As Max Verstappen pits onto another set of softs.
Soft. Oh, Alonso's pitting. And Oscar's still chilling.
And Esteban Ocon has picked up a 5-second time penalty for not being in the right grid position at the start of this race. So he's got damage to his front wing, and he's got a 5-second penalty, and this really isn't the start of the season that he
Oh dear. Oh, he's retiring. Oh dear. Oh, Danny Rick is laughing somewhere. Ooh, that's a fun penalty graphic. That's new.
Challenging start to the year.
Oh, karma's a beautiful thing. Coming straight home to me. I can't even. I guess Ocon's serving his penalty now?
I mean, he was too far forward at the start.
Okay.
That's why he got that 5-second penalty.
Whoa, Sonoda's in 11th. That's pretty good. Gasly's in 12th. And he started last, so that's pretty good. And Sargent's in 13th. So all the back cars are doing quite well. Haas has really fallen off. I think it's looking like another year where they might be quick in qualifying pace and then not in race pace.
But I've got some bad news about Lando, guys. He's coming in again. So I know Zach Brown said we might have to top him up with the air again. I thought he might last a few more laps than this.
Lando's leaking air. Oh dear. Why are they not then retiring him? Seems like a strange call. So Leclerc's 10 seconds behind Verstappen right now. Oh my god. Oh, Norris is in last. Oh my god. Wow. My, how the turns have tabled. Last year, I was experiencing depression from McLaren being at the back of the grid. This year, I'm experiencing so much joy. And just to clarify, like, I understand why they dropped Daniel. He was not performing. I 100% get it. The issue I have is with how they went about it. And just dragging his name through the mud in the media, giving his seat to Oscar, and then he goes into McLaren and gives a heartfelt message. He posts that post on his Instagram stories, and I mean, from Drive to Survive, it sounded like he didn't find out he had been dropped until the summer break when they had made that decision back in July, which would have been Silverstone. So they kind of hid that they had made that decision for at least a month, which is really... He took it with grace. Yeah, just did not like how McLaren went about that.
Lance Stroll has Valtteri Bottas in his sights and under braking into turn 1. Lance Stroll
Nice
picks
Stroll.
up 8th place.
He's doing pretty well. It'll be very interesting to see how he does in a competitive car.
Have noted Esteban Ocon for serving his time penalty incorrectly.
I wonder if they started working on it too quickly because he had a 5-second
Esteban.
penalty, and then of course we know he had to put a new nose on it.
Is he gonna get another penalty for that? What's the record for number of penalties in a race? I think it's 3. He's at 2 and it's not even halfway done. Wow. Not a single car is within DRS range of a car ahead.
Ahead is Ocon. He served a penalty. Might have to have another one. Let's have some fun with him.
Will you be fighting with him though? Is he gonna have to keep coming into the pits every 10 laps? Oh yeah, he was definitely ahead of it. Okay, and then what happened? Oh my god, I didn't even...
The penalty was for being out of position in the grid box at the
They
start
didn't
of the
even...
race.
They didn't even serve the penalty. They just like started working on it right away. Oh my god. Oh, Alpine. I can't. Like, the Alpine Drive to Survive episode just made Otmar look like such a bumbling idiot. And Alpine, just in its entirety, just looks like such a poorly run organization. Like, it seems like their engineering department is okay. It's just like literally every other department that's just a And then McLaren is just ruthless. And they're kind of the opposite. It seems like their management seems to have things under control. Like, they're good at getting sponsors. They're good with marketing. They're good with all that stuff. But their engineering department is shit. So they don't have the car to back up. It's so funny. And then meanwhile, you have like Fernando Alonso running away to Aston Martin. Everyone's saying, oh, this is a terrible call. But I think they've managed to rectify their issues in both of those areas. So now they've like skyrocketed. It's so funny.
Fernando Alonso, who hasn't forgotten that first lap incident. He's still unaware who it was, and he's been pestering his team, asking if there's been any further action on that or investigation into it. And they just keep coming back to him saying, no further action to what happened on the first lap.
They're keeping it from him because otherwise he'll be vindictive. I mean, I think it all worked out okay, but like, he'd be really pissed off if that cost him a puncture. But it's really funny that they're keeping it from him because they know the kind of person Fernando is. Oh, that's funny.
As Lando Norris is having a bit of a scrap, albeit for 18th place at the moment behind Esteban Ocon.
Dumb and Dumber at the back.
Well, Fernando has been saying in the media that his teammate Lance Stroll, his boss's son, is World Championship material.
Yeah, and he probably said that with a gun to his head.
Significant car damage, they're saying, is why he's struggling with that.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. He ripped off his front wing. Haas needs to fix that. That was a problem last year, too. I love how no one's going on the mediums. Because I feel like the mediums is the C2. And I remember last year, that was the tire that, like, at every single race weekend where the hard tire was a problem, it was the C2. So I think it's just, like, a really bad compound. Oh, another penalty for Esteban! 10 seconds. Oh, dear.
Serving his 5-second time penalty incorrectly.
Yeah, they have more deck, so let's think how to use it. Let's get closer. Let's see what they do.
Alonso is so smart. He's just always thinking. Always, the gears are always turning in his head.
The bumps we go. He's going to go down the inside.
Well,
Sergio Perez is going to take second place in the race.
I can't decide if like Ferrari's doing better than I thought they would do or worse. The Ferrari really sparks down the main straight. None of the other cars seem to as much. Hulkenberg's in the pits. Are they going to change his front wing maybe? Okay, Hulk must have gotten a new... Yeah, he did get a new wing.
The third chapter of woe and misery for Esteban Ocon has now been noted by race control for speeding in the pit lane. I mean, seriously, could it get much worse?
Oh my god. That's 3! He's tied the record. Lando's in the pits again. What's the record for the number of pit stops in a race? It doesn't seem like they're putting that much air in unless they can't. Oh, there's penalty confirmation. Oh my god. If it's gonna go like this, like, Red Bull's gonna win every single race this year. Unless they run into reliability issues. I'm so upset. Stroll gonna get Russell?
This is gonna be very tight indeed. Russell's got it into turn 1, but there's gonna be a fight up to turn 4 here.
Nice Stroll. At least there's one intriguing battle.
Esteban, we're going to box this lap, please. We have another time penalty to serve. It's 15 seconds.
Oh, so he has the 10 plus the 5, because I thought he'd already served the 10. It's wild that, like, people have been doing soft hard runs, and they've had to pit, And Red Bull's done soft and haven't pit second time yet. Their deg is unreal. Norris is on mediums now. The only person to go on mediums. It's gone so long on that set of softs. It's insane. And Verstappen has a complete free pit stop now. Everyone is so far apart from each other. 37 seconds to Max, 9 seconds to Perez, 8 seconds to Leclerc, 3 seconds to Sainz. So Norris is pitted 4 times, and he's ahead of Ocon. Because of the penalties. Oh dear.
Coming.
Fernando Alonso's coming for Lewis Hamilton.
Da-na, 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 da-da-da. Oh, Lewis is coming back at him. Oh, he went wide there.
Ferrari have gone conservative. Have gone with a hard tyre in the last stint. Looks like they're just going to settle for the podium with Leclerc.
I suppose that's fine. About as good as they could do this race, I think. Sainz is so far behind Leclerc, though. I can't believe the Ferrari thinks that they can make him their first driver.
He's going down the inside, Martin.
Oh! Oh my god! Does anyone ever make him first?
At an unexpected moment.
Yeah! That's a rare corner to overtake on, isn't it? I would love to see a battle between those two all year. Just the radio messages.
He has been pushing like mad.
Yes, let's go.
Oh wow.
It just does a switch on the inside.
Oh wow. What a brilliant move.
And it's personal between these two, isn't it? They're not the best of friends.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ferraris are losing ground to the Red Bulls too. Ay. Ocon radio. Oh.
In testing, in practice, inside on Formula 1, I've been doing these things. Why penalty now?
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Let's stick with it. Come on.
Okay, the pit box was his fault. The not doing the penalty property, team's fault. Speeding in the pit lane, probably a sensor problem. So like I feel like only one of those was Esteban's fault.
Oh, a Ferrari!
Oh no! There's a Ferrari
Leclerc.
coming very slowly, and it's Charles Leclerc. What's happened?
Oh, come on. What happened, guys? No power.
Oh, Charles Leclerc with Ferrari power unit problems. They changed the batteries in
What?
that car before the race. They found something
They
they
did?
quite like for a new set of batteries, and whatever has happened to that power unit, it has cost Charles Leclerc.
Well, congratulations, Max, on the championship. Beautiful. Beautiful. What happened? I saw it, like I'm watching his onboard and I saw him going slow, and then I saw he came up on the screen. I was like, oh my god. Oh no.
But
Oh, he lost the gears.
He's parked it in a very sensible place, but they've still got to put marshals outside of the barrier.
Yeah, geez, Charles, couldn't you have parked it somewhere that wasn't so sensible? Because that would help you. I suppose they would definitely get called out for that. Oh, Charles. Why is it like this every single year? I can't deal with another year of Red Bull. They love showing him drinking water. He's not even looking at the camera. Oh boy. Wait. Could Alonso be on for a podium now? If he catches Sainz. Oh my god.
And this man,
Oh,
Gasly, is
that's rude.
rescuing some pride for, and potentially some points for Alpine.
Rescuing some pride. Oh, Esteban's retiring. I guess they decided it wasn't worth it to keep going. That's funny. Oh, we've had 3 retirements. I guessed 4, so we'll see. Do I want one more retirement, though? Not really. Come on, Norris. Norris, you can retire. Do the same thing as Esteban. Always in DRS range of science. Come on, Alonso. You're our only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope.
Aston Martin, only 1 podium. Sebastian Vettel got that podium for them at Baku. They could double their count here.
Oh, Well, 2 podiums in our hearts. Is the Aston Martin the second best race car? That would be unbelievable, considering where they were at the start of last year. And like, I felt like they would have a resurgence, but I had them 5th in the constructors. Are they actually second?
Try to protect position.
If I push to defend, I might not make it to the end. But okay.
Nice rhyme there, Science. If I push to defend, I might not make it to the end. Oh, I'm still so sad for Charles. Just nothing has gone right for this man.
Alonso goes for the old switcheroo and almost makes contact with a Ferrari. How did he get away with that one? And
Oh my god.
at the last moment.
Oh my god. Oh, Carlos. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's gonna get him here.
Going into turn 11, Alonso is up into 3rd place.
Oh my god. I cannot believe this. Oh, wow. How did he not get a puncture? I think they definitely touched. Oh yeah, they 100% did. Just happened to go, I think, side wheel to side wheel. They didn't get any carbon on anything.
I'm sure Sebastian Vettel is watching this tonight thinking, yeah, I'd love to have been in that. No one told me how good this car was going to
Oh, yeah. That makes me so sad anytime I think about it. McLaren might actually be okay in the races. They just got to solve all these reliability issues and then maybe they'll do okay. I feel like it's maybe kind of similar to last year because I doubt their pace has fallen off too badly. It's just like you cannot be refilling air every 10 laps in a race. He's done 4 pit stops. Fernando moves around so much. Like he's constantly like twitching the steering wheel. It's fascinating.
Best. Bye-bye.
Oh man.
Fernando Alonso's car.
That's funny. Gasly has fastest lap right now. What? I thought they would be decent. Not this good. This is unreal.
Lando boxing again for what will be, I think this is his 5th stop in the race.
Okay, what is the record for number of pit stops in a race? Like, honestly. I remember Button did a lot in Canada 2011 when he actually won, which was insane.
He's going to run out of tyres at this rate. And patience. I think his patience has already run out.
Yeah, probably.
Both of which shall change the battery and the control electronics in Parc Ferme
Oh
this
my
morning.
god. I thought you'd fixed your reliability! Well, at least it wasn't a strategy error. Why? Alonso?
I'm on level 7, avoiding all the curves. Just let me know if the situation changes behind.
Huh. Wow.
Once again, Fernando Alonso thinking his way through what he needs to do.
So smart. Honestly, I think Aston Martin might be the biggest title threat for Red Bull. Because Aston Martin was really good at developing the car over the season last year. So if they develop like that this year, they could catch up. And especially if Red Bull starts to tail off because they lack the amount of wind tunnel time at the end of the year, this could be crazy. Alonso for 2023 world champion. Cannot believe it. Oh yeah, I guess Charles did. So Charles will be in there. And Max is just far up the road from Perez. It's just no fun when there's no competition. This is why Mercedes dominating for so long was annoying. I just don't want it to happen again. The only scenario in which I would not want people to catch up to Red Bull is if they decide to swap in Danny Rick, and then I will be 100% on the Red Bull domination train. I don't know, Perez is looking decent though. Like he was only a little bit behind Verstappen in qualifying. He's a little bit behind in race pace, but we'll see. Oh my god, Norris is a full minute behind Hulkenberg now. Lance? How's his hands doing? Let's see. Oh! Just gonna go right off the track, it's fine. I'm hoping Alex holds on. Yuki needs the points too, but I want Albon. Williams has a soft spot in my heart, I think. I feel like they do for everyone. Everyone's kind of a Williams fan.
He's a lovely cat to drive.
Aww. When is the last time you heard Fernando say that? Like, he wouldn't have said it at Alpine. Definitely not at McLaren. Probably not any of the Ferrari years, because he never had a very dominant car in those years, because the 2012 one was difficult. Maybe the McLaren when he last was battling with Lewis.
And how is he doing with his broken wrists pinned and the broken toe? And the answer is pretty well, actually.
Broken toe? What? Sir, how are you driving this car? Hang on, Alpine. I believe in you. Hulkenberg, multiple track limits. Oh dear.
Hats off to Pierre Gasly for making up 11
Yeah,
races
that's
and
good.
having the current fastest lap in the
I feel like he'd be
race.
driver of the day if it wasn't for Alonso.
Will Lance catch them?
Lance is 4 seconds back from Hamilton. So I think it's tough with 3 to go at the end of this one.
Copy. Still amazing.
Yeah, still 6th, ahead of Russell. I can't believe that.
Fernando Alonso uses 25% of his brain to drive and 75% of his brain to think his way through a race.
Wow. I feel like it must be just so instinctual at this point. Like you just get into a rhythm. It's almost like when you're like driving the same way home from work every day and you just like don't even think about how you're driving. And you're thinking about other things, which like isn't great, but like it's just like second nature. Why is Joe in the pits? Oh, don't tell me they're retiring him with 2 laps to go. Why? Don't do my son like that. Norris is a full minute 4 seconds behind Joe. Oh my god.
Lando Norris, and it might just be his 6th visit to the pit stop in a couple of moments.
What? Why does he have to go in again? I guess they're just going for a pit stop record? Newey, you are a cheat code. It's not even fair. But at least Aston Martin has Dan Fallows now.
Yeah, and he's 37 seconds clear of the next non-Red Bull.
Oh, it's just gonna be a long season if Red Bull dominates. Well, 2 things. At least there is the Bahrain curse. And this is looking eerily similar to Bahrain last year, where it was Ferrari getting a 1-2 and the Red Bulls DNFing, whereas this is Red Bull getting 1-2 and one of the Ferraris DNFing. So like, fingers crossed, but I think you're delusional if you think that Red Bull is not winning this thing this year. It's over already.
And the world champion
It's over.
picking up where he left off in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Come on, Alonso. Come on, Alonso. Give me Sally. I can't believe it. I cannot believe this.
Fernando Alonso takes the checkered flag.
Wow.
And takes podium for Aston Martin.
Unreal.
What a start to the season.
I can't believe it.
Silverstone team.
Joe Guan Yu takes fastest lap
Oh.
at the very end of the
Good for
Grand
him.
Prix.
I guess he doesn't get a point, but stole it from Gasly. I guess maybe they think they're gonna battle the Alpines at some point, but I mean, he had to pit at the end, so it must have had some sort of issue, and so he went through that. Oh, and it looks like Norris did have to pit a 6th time on the second last lap. Oh, Norris. Why even bother finishing the race? Oh my god.
Well done, Max. Nicely driven.
Even Red Bull sounds bored. Well, we will see if the Bahrain curse is indeed a thing. And that's all I gotta hope on, is the voodoo magic. I would love to see the mini-tune one of this race, though. They're gonna have a field day with Fernando being in a good car. Because they're not gonna have to make up reasons for him to be on the podium, because he actually is now.
I'm so proud of you.
Aww.
That's for Jim's 60th birthday.
Happy birthday! 60s are the new 40s.
For once, Fernando made a good call in team change. That's wild. Okay, fingers crossed that Red Bull only dominated because this was Bahrain, and they handled a DEG way better. Fingers crossed that is the case, but I do think they still have quite a large margin on all the other teams. That is a tiny ramp to get up. Oh my god, don't injure your car on the stage. Oh man, all I'm gonna say though, Danny Rick, you made a good call, man. It's a blessing in disguise that you got dropped by McLaren. Oh, did Albana finish the points? He did! Albano! And Gasly got points. Bottas got points. Oh, wow. Here comes Alonso. I want the cameras on him, please. Give me his celly. Oh, we see his feet. Yeah. Yeah. He is 100% winning a race this year. There is no doubt in my mind. There is going to be a race where Red Bull gets screwed or they crash or something happens. And Fernando was in the best place to take that win. I cannot believe it. Oh my god. He's getting a win this year. 100%. Maybe even Stroll will get his first victory. That would be cool. Oh, Fernando's like the biggest Max fan. Lando 6 pit stops. Unreal. We get to hear the Dutch and Austrian national anthems again. I've missed these. We got a little bit of them during the World Cup, but it's been a while. I have the whole tune memorized at this point. Nico Rosberg! Oh, Lance! They have a good relationship so far. Until they tell him that Lance was the one who collided with him on the first lap.
Great, and you have more wind tunnel time as well. Do you think that's going to play into it, your development?
Oh, yeah, they still have a huge amount of development time. Because they came 6th. Oh, they're definitely gonna out, wow. Oh my god, this is gonna be fascinating. I think it might be a Red Bull domination for the first half of the year, but the second half, like, things could get really interesting. Oh my god, I just realized I predicted the podium correctly. Oh my god, I think I did that maybe like once last year.
Yeah, of course, very happy to finally also win here in Bahrain.
Are you happy though, Max? There's a curse. Are you sure about that? And then I got correct that both McLarens finished outside the points, but I was 1 off on the DNFs. Oh, is Fernando gonna find out that Stroll hit him here? Oh, no reaction. Or they're in Spanish.
But I think he might have been told on the in-lap.
Oh, okay. He probably doesn't care at this point. Partly smart by Aston Martin to like wait until Alonso's in a good mood to tell him that.
Had Charles Leclerc not have had that power unit issue, he'd have been up there on the podium.
Yep. Thanks for reminding me. I'm not happy that I predicted the podium correct if that is why. Fernando Alonso! Yeah! That is quite the podium. Is that new? Bahrain curse. A plague on all of your households. That'll be time 1 of 23 that we're gonna hear it this year. Okay, let's see this race result. Max Sergio Alonso, what a day. Carlos Lewis Lance, George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Pierre Gasly, and Alex Albon. Wow, can't believe that of all of the cars there, Williams was one to get the points. And we got Yuki, and then Sargent. Wow, finished 12th in his first race. That's pretty good. Kevin, De Vries, who did not have a good day. Hulkenberg, Joe, Lando had a terrible day. Oh, buddy. Ocon, Leclerc, and Piastri DNF'd. So, that was the Bahrain Grand Prix. Final thoughts. Was expected that Red Bull would run away with it. I feel like they didn't as much as they could have, but they were still quite a ways up. Max was like 10, 12 seconds ahead of Checo, and then Checo was another like, I want to say like 15 to 17 ahead of Alonso. But if Charles was still in the race, he would have been closer to them. So yeah, that's disappointing. I'm hoping it's just because it's Bahrain and that will be closer in other races. So we'll see how Saudi goes, because that's a very different track to this one. Very disappointed in Ferrari. I had thought that they had fixed their engine issues, but I guess not. And it sounds like Leclerc had to fix an engine part before the race already, which not a good sign if they're already having reliability issues. Mercedes looks so far off the pace, and their car doesn't have the same ability to be good on its tires as it did last year, so it's almost like they're in a worse race car. They're a little bit closer than they were at the start of last year, but oh boy, They're going to have to change directions real quick, and I think we have seen the end of Mercedes dominance. I think it's done, which is something I think we should have realized once all of their high-ranking technical members left. And I think we're starting to see how the cost cap is impacting them, because they are used to being able to spend their way out of a problem, and they can't do that anymore. And so they have to use those resources a lot more conservatively, and I think that's causing them problems. And so I don't know if they're going to be able to make up the ground, because obviously the direction they went with their car is the wrong one, and now if they change, they're going to be behind in the development cycle for everyone ahead of them. So, and they don't have very much wind tunnel time to be able to make up the difference, because they placed third last year, versus Aston Martin placed sixth, and so they still have a full half a year with that amount of wind tunnel time to be able to develop their car. So they're going to catch up to Red Bull, I think, by like the mid-season, I would think. And if they do, that'll make things really interesting. So we just have to hope that Red Bull doesn't get so much of a lead in this first half of the season that no other team can catch up. McLaren looked horrendous, and I loved every minute of it. Like, I feel a little bit bad for their drivers, and I don't really blame either of their drivers for anything. Lando can be a bit snarky sometimes, and it's annoying sometimes, but I don't dislike him. But it's just really funny for Zach, and Andreas Seidel getting out when he did. That makes me really question things. I do think that if they fix the reliability issues, though, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be right around Alpine's pace, probably fighting for those last few points positions every race. Haas did not look good at all, although I think Hülkenberg had that issue, so I wonder how well he would have done if he hadn't. And then Williams and AlphaTauri looked much better than expected. Alfa Romeo did about as well as we would expect, with Bottas getting, I guess Bottas is the best of the rest position now, because Aston Martin is in the front runners. So that position might belong to Bottas for a while here, unless McLaren can make up some ground, or Alpine can sort their stuff out, because they're a disaster as well. Good job by Gasly to come back from last to finish 9th. That's a really great drive. Ocon was having a hell of a time with his penalties. Oh, man. And then who am I missing? Sargent did really well in his first race. Missed out on the points by a couple positions, but I think he'll be happy with that, and we'll see how he improves throughout the year. Definitely off to a much better start than Latifi ever was. So, yeah, Saudi in a couple weeks. Hopefully Ferrari can sort out what went wrong with their car. Hopefully the voodoo magic happens and we can see Red Bull fall back to earth a little bit, or at least the other teams catch up to them a little bit for that race. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, I just hope that Aston Martin, this wasn't a one-off, and that is their car, and they're going to be competitive at every racetrack, because that would be incredible. I would love an Aston Martin Red Bull battle for the championship. I think they're a little bit off right now, obviously, but I feel like that could develop throughout the year. And, Charles. I feel like this might be a good thing. I feel like last year, it probably hurt them that they had expectations so high right at the start, versus now expectations are low, and sometimes it's easier to do good work when you have no expectations. So we'll see if they can turn it around, because Red Bull was in the exact same place last year where they DNF'd the first race and were able to turn it around, but with how dominant that Red Bull car is, I just do not foresee that. So yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle here for this first half of the season, but hopefully Checo can kind of take some points off Max at some races, maybe, especially the street tracks, but we'll see. We shall see. Hope you enjoyed this race reaction. It was painful.